Good day. Today we will be discussing about another lesson in mathematics. Now, in math, sometimes or many times equations are composed of different operations. Sometimes they use a combination of two or more operations in just one equation. Now today we will be learning how to solve these equations accordingly. Now we learned before in your previous grades that you should solve first the operations inside the grouping symbols such as a parenthesis. Today we will study what if the equations don't have these grouping symbols. So we have our first example. We have 30 divided by 6 times 9 equals n. So how should we solve this one? Remember, multiply and divide whichever comes first from left to right. Okay, so that is an MDAS rule or MDAS. That is multiply, divide, add, subtract. So again, multiply and divide whichever comes first from left to right. So let's have our first example. Our first example uses the operations division and multiplication. Since the rule says that we should multiply and divide whichever comes first, so they both have division and multiplication, so the first operation is division since it was presented or written first. So we will solve this one. So how do we solve this? So let's have 30 divided by 6. So what is 30 divided by 6? That's right, it's 5. So you will write 5 and then you copy the remaining digits. So we have times 9. So we will solve this one. 5 times 9. Correct. That is equal to 45. Therefore, 30 divided by 6 times 9 equals 45. That is the final answer. Now let's have another example. We have 8 times 3 divided by 2 equals n. So again, multiply or divide, that's an or divide, whichever comes first. So in this case, multiplication comes first. So we will solve 8 times 3. So 8 times 3 equals, correct, that is 24. And then you copy the rest, divided by 2. So we have 24 divided by 2 equals, correct, that's 12. So we have 8 times 3 divided by 2 equals 12. Okay, let's continue our lesson. Now, we are done with the rule multiply and divide whichever comes first from left to right. Now let's have the second part of the MDAS rule. Let us or we should add and subtract whichever comes first from left to right. So add and subtract, they are so we call partners. So add and subtract whichever comes first from left to right. So we have our first example. We have 16 minus 7 plus 9. So since there is no multiplication nor division, so we will proceed with the rule with the addition and subtraction. So the first operation there is subtraction. So we will solve it first. So we have 16 minus 7. So what is 16 minus 7? Correct, that is 9. and then copy plus 9 equals, so 9 plus 9 is 18. So 16 minus 7 plus 9 equals 18. Now let's have a second example. 5 plus 9 minus 3 equals n. Since there is no multiplication nor division, we will proceed with addition and subtraction. So the first operation there is addition. So we will solve it first. 5 plus 9 equals 14. And then copy minus 3. So 14 minus 3 equals 11. Therefore, 5 plus 9 minus 3 equals 11. Okay, so let's make it a little bit harder. Okay, so we will combine different operations in the equation. So now, let's have 23 plus 20 divided by 4. Now remember MDAS, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So the M and D should be solved first. So that is multiplication and division. Now if you look at this equation, there is no multiplication, instead it has division. So since it only has division, we will solve it first. So we have 20 divided by 4. So what should we do? Just copy the first part of the equation. We have 23 plus, and then 20 divided by 4 equals 5. So you put 5. And then you solve. So 23 plus 5 equals 28. So 28 is the final answer. So 23 plus 20 divided by 4 equals 28. Now, let's have longer equation. 14 plus 18 divided by 3 minus 10 times 2. So remember MDAS. So multiplication and division should be solved first, whichever comes first from left to right. So since the first operation here is addition, we will just copy it. 14 plus, and then division. So we will solve this one. 18 divided by 3 equals 6. So write 6. And then minus, you copy because it's subtraction. Minus, and then the next part is multiplication. So we have 10 times 2 equals 20. So you write 20. We are not done yet because we still have two equations here. So that is n. Okay, now, since the remaining operations are multiplication and subtraction, so we will solve what comes first. So the first operation written is addition. So 14 plus 6 equals 20. And then minus 20 equals 0. So the final answer for 14 plus 18 divided by 3 minus 10 times 2 equals 0. Now remember, when there is a parenthesis, you should solve the numbers or the operations inside the parenthesis first before doing the multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Now that's all for today, and I hope that you enjoyed learning something new. Goodbye!